Hello and a very warm welcome to the Grassroots Weekender show, the very last day of the week of the show. Friday, Saturday and Sunday, that's what we do unless we've got guests in. Not too sure whether we'll have our guests coming on Tuesday, Wednesday next week from the PFA, but definitely let you know. We'll have a little chat about it and yeah, come back to you on that one. So, if you've been out and about over this weekend, well done. And know the grass pitches were on in the North Liverpool yesterday, so probably another reason why you should be putting your application forms in and having a little check out on that one for next season. I'm not too sure when the Walton and Caterhill put their application forms in as well on the Sunday, but I'll find out and let you know on that one. But they're normally chocker anyway because, as you say, it's probably one of the toughest leagues in Liverpool. It has been over the many years I've been involved in there, and it's going back a good while. Talking to Dave Hill there yesterday as well. It's still pretty booming, and it was pretty chocker there yesterday. No grass pitches on, obviously, but there was on the on the Saturday games were on there as well, and we didn't think they'd be on, but yes, they were. And there was loads of 3G games on there as well, and it was nice to talk once again to both sets of committees, North Liverpool JFL, Rachel, Julie, as we say, Connor, Peter, and also Bob. Sorry, Bob, last mention this time, but you always get a mention anyway. Yeah, it was a good league yesterday and good today as well. No animosity what I saw. It could have been reported later on if there was any. But yeah, you have to be strong on these committees to deal with things like that. When you join up to these league committees, you know yourself, you have to abide by their laws, rules, regulations. It's a different setup. Once you sign up to their codes of conduct, basically, well, you commit to that, and all you do is play your game of football, go on, enjoy it, and no animosity for the rest of the season, unless, as I was reminded by one of the league committees, unless a problem arises, and it could be a spectator, could be yourself, could be an incident towards a referee, that's when the league actually have to take action. But other than that, go out there, enjoy your football, play your game, and everyone can go home happy. Let's hope it's just as easy as that, but we do have a lot, well, when I'm saying a lot of irate parents, I'm not too sure whether I'd say that. It's a minority, as in all incidents, it's always a minority, ruin the game for other people who just want to go and watch their son or daughter play a game of football, or even referee, because many parents do go along and watch their son perform as a referee, take notice of it, and it's just moral support, I suppose, isn't it, to make sure that they are given the confidence of the parents, and why not? Great to see if you want to do that and enjoy your weekend and watch your son or daughter make loads and loads of money, and then you can tuck it all up in your little book and just say, I know how much you've made, and you're not taking us on holiday or looking after us as we do as parents for you. I don't think many of the parents will do that. They'll just go out and watch them and enjoy the game as well. But well done to all the committees who go on and make a difference for grassroots football. They're trying to keep the prices down. Don't forget, around and about, it's not all the committees. They'll try and keep it down as much as they possibly can in their league, the join-up fees. But there's a lot of clubs out there who tend to make more money than the leagues themselves, and they have big nest eggs. They should be looking after the kids. It's not down to the leagues. Obviously, they have to abide by the facilities that they are paying to use to put the leagues on. So always take that into consideration. It's not the league making money. They have to pay out everything that you pay them, or if you're paying affiliation fees, that's what it's all about, and referees as well. So think of it that way, and what they do, if there's any money over, you'll always see trophies at the end of the season, and I know that for a fact. Honestly, really do. And I know there's a lot of leagues out there that will go hell-bent on making a big nest egg and keeping it over the years, but really, you're not supposed to, are you? We all know that, and that's in the FA handbook as well, so have a look on that one if you don't believe me. They're not my rules, regulations, they're the FA, what a league should be doing, clubs should be doing as well. And if the community interest company, then everything, like us, we are a community interest company, goes right back in to grassroots football. Everything that we're doing, that's what we try and do, make a difference. It's not a money-making organisation. It's been a voluntary organisation since 2003, and that's the way we go. We try and bring it in for the kids. If we've got freebies to go, we'll try and make money if we can on trying to do work, because we can't always rely on lottery grants. It doesn't mean that we're always going to get them. It really doesn't. So we have to do something, and cap in hand, and try and raise money to buy materials to give away. Basically, that's what we do. We buy, like wristbands and all that. We always start off at Don't Cross the Line, trying to make a little bit of money, trying to ask for a pound here, a pound there, you know, whistles, things like this, wristbands that we're trying to do to get the message out there, but we've got to pay for them. Obviously, we don't get them given to us, and we have to recoup some money so we can buy more gear and just get the message out there with Don't Cross the Line and our REFspect campaign, and also our Heart of Gold initiative, which is a separate entity, but it's run through the Don't Cross the Line. So what we'll do is, like, if we can put a GoFundMe page up there and do activities and try and help out people struggling with mental health. You know, there's a lot of kids out there with mental health struggles, we know that, and also adults, and see what we can do to make a difference. And everything that we do in grassroots football is to make a difference. We're there to bring communities together. That's all we try and do on and off the field of play. We talk to many referees out there, the youngsters. I was there today talking at the Walton Caterham yesterday at the North Liverpool JFL, and I didn't go up to the Cable League because of the weather and the pitches, because apparently the council cancelled many of the pitches across Merseyside, and I didn't check, to be honest, because I was running later. I was doing a show here yesterday, and I had to go up and do a lot of work. And as you can see, there's a difference becoming now with Don't Cross the Line. The equipment's coming. It's not a flash that you see in the centre of the table there. It's what's called the Owl 3, and what it is, that is basically what's going to be used in the future with Don't Cross the Line. And when I get the guests in and we start talking, you're going to see it like professional. You know, when you see on a TV when someone's talking and the camera pans into them, picks them up, and then it's going to, you know, if I start talking or another person starts talking, it'll be picking them up individually. It doesn't spin round, it just stays as a camera angle. And I'm waiting on Peter from the North Liverpool JFL, who's tech-minded and a tech expert in my eyes, and he's going to help me set all this equipment up. I've got the Apple Mac, the iMac, that's there, that's ready, and I'll be doing probably some Spotify next week. I've not got it on professional side of things yet. I'm going to take the trial off first on the pro side of things, because I know it's more complicated, and that'll get us up there with the likes of all your boxers, your footballers who do podcasts. And we want to make a difference in grassroots football, especially here on Merseyside, and get all the guests in, as many as we possibly can. And they can all talk about what they expect of their team, their parents, and what their goal is for the future with the kids. And, you know, these kids, they can pass on messages about the kids and how well they're doing, and is it just football they're doing well in, the schooling. And we will get kids in, because we're going to use our kids to interview the kids. We're going to have a little different podcast section, and obviously we've got to do a couple of risk assessments and to make sure everything's all above board. And, you know, when you get your public liability insurance, so there's no loose wires, no trips and falls, one of those things where it's got to be covered when you invite guests in. And we've got tech experts like the youngsters from Hubert College, so we'll be getting in touch with the manager there soon and say we're ready. We've got probably another week's work on this one before we can say yes, we're ready to go, we're all set, and we're aiming to make a difference. And this room will be sort of rigged out a little bit more, so we've got more room for the guests in there, more camera angles, we've got the webcam that's there as well. So yeah, there's a lot to be talked about, there's a lot to be done, and that's what we're aiming to do, make a difference in grassroots football, and invite a lot of guests in, people who make a difference in grassroots football, people who will talk about how other people can get involved. And we're talking straight away how you can get involved with us for the REFspect Awareness Weekends, which is on the 12th, 15th and 28th. And no doubt North Liverpool will be on board. The John O'Leary Winter League will be on board. Lostock Hall, Sheffield District, Junior Sunday League, they'll be on board. Also, we're going to ask Walton and Caterham, forgot to ask today, but no doubt Dave will put a little message up there, that's all they can do, and just say we're supporting the Don't Cross the Line National REFspect Awareness Weekends. So make sure that you're not irate on and off the field of play, and what we mean by that is let the referee officiate on their own and let the kids play, and also the coaches coach, because we don't want parents, irate parents from the sidelines shouting and screaming instructions to the child as well, because that puts them off. And if your child, believe it or not, is suffering with mental health, that is not going to help the children on the field of play either. So it goes hand in hand, doesn't it, with the Don't Cross the Line REFspect awareness campaigns, mental health struggles. It all makes a difference, and we want to make sure that the kids just aren't coming out from their room having a little kick around and then they go back up, and the mums and dads that think they're on the game, well, they're not. They're very, very quiet and withdrawn within their room. You've just got to make sure that the kids aren't suffering as well, and that's what our aim is in the near future. And we're hoping to get Liverpool and Everton on board with the work that we're doing. And as we say, we've got the PFA coming down here Tuesday. We've got to get the tea and biscuits or coffee in as well, make a difference and make them at home and welcome. Do all my bullet points today, get it ready for Tuesday. I've got a doctor's appointment, I've got the interview, I've got loads on the Tuesday, honestly. Working on Monday straight from work, and then geared up to make a difference for grassroots football. And if we can talk Steve in to do an interview, that would be A1 magnifico. It really would. That's what we're hoping to do, that's what we're going to try and do, and hopefully, yes, it'll all go ahead. And obviously we've got to sit there and talk bullet points with a tea, coffee and biscuits, and let them know what we're doing and what we're aiming to achieve in the near future, especially in April 12th, 18th, 25th, 2026. That is our National REFspect Awareness Weekends, and the 12th is EFL Virtu Trophy Final. We don't know what teams are going to be there. Hopefully the big teams, it's a sellout. Normally is a sellout. Then the following week, the 18th, that includes Merseyside Derby at the Premier League, and the following week, 25th, Premier League as well. And hopefully, I think there's 1 or 2 FA Cup games that may be involved in there in the weekends. Hopefully the referees, we get the permission of the FA, they can wear the t-shirts as well for REFspect. We really want this message out and about, and we want media coverage. We've been promised a little story off the Daily Mirror of John Cross, who loves the idea of this. So any other media companies and TV companies, get in touch with us, because we are making a difference, and it's been extended, thankfully, from the Premier League, the FA and also the EFL. They'll be extending it on our behalf. I wish we could supply all the EFL officials to wear the t-shirts as well. Wouldn't that be unbelievable? But there's hundreds of them, isn't there? Hundreds of them. We just couldn't cope. The amount of money that will cost for that weekend, unreal. So yeah, let's leave it at the Premier League at the moment, and no doubt the PFA will say the same. I don't think they've got that much budget, but hopefully they can get more teams involved. Let's get Premier League teams involved to publicise it more around the grounds. We're not asking for tons of money. We're not asking to donate anything. We're just asking you to get the message out there to your leagues, to your junior leagues, to your supporters, for the kids, for the referees, right across the country, to make a difference. Keep them officiating, because we know a lot of referees can be chased away from the game through vile incidents that come on from grassroots football, involving coaches as well as parents. They're all irate, and do you know what, you wouldn't expect some of these managers, coaches to be doing what they do as well, by threatening a referee. It's not right. It's not right. Why should you? You know, you just should go there, let the kids play, let the teams play, let them perform, let them enjoy, let them develop. That's what it's all about. But you've also got to let the referee develop. No good someone having an opinion about a referee if you don't like them and having a go at them, saying that you're ruining the game for the kids. It's not. That is not ruining development at all. The referee could make a mistake. Get on with it. Get on with it. The referee makes a mistake, count to 10, say nothing, leave the referee to officiate on their own. They're only going to get better if you let them develop their skills as well as a referee. And we see it a million times. We've got some brilliant referees out there. We really have youngsters who could develop, but if you're going to ruin that referee, then we're all screaming out saying we need better referees and officials at Premier League style, don't we? Well, let the kids officiate, let them develop. Kids will get better at football, referees will get better at officiating if you leave them alone. If you don't leave them alone, well, I'm afraid their attitudes will go all wrong because of your fault, and their play, they may not be interested in kicking a ball, and that could put them off developing. You know, we've got bullies in schools, we've got bullies in teams, we've got bullies on corners who make a difference and scare the kids. They don't want to learn, they switch off. We need to stop all this because that will put more mental health struggles onto your child or someone else's child. We need to recognise this. We don't want safeguarding incidents, and we all know that coaches and managers out there have got safeguarding, they've got DBS, everything about them is there to try and make the game different, better if we can. And everyone knows, yeah, you can have a DBS check today, something could happen tomorrow. So they're only as good as the paper they're written on, aren't they? But something could happen in the next few days to make a difference. And we've seen that, we've witnessed it. You know, you have to go on social media and look at leagues, look at committee members, look at coaches. We know it happens, and if we don't do anything about it, it'll continue. So you've got to accept safeguarding and DBS checks as well when you're taking part, running a team, football team, dance team, whatever it may be with the kids as well. And that can only be good for the child themselves as well, if we're all taking checks. But we've also got to be aware as parents, as adults, about the children. If they're coming home and withdrawn and very quiet, then there's a problem. Because we know, as manager experience, and managers will tell you, and coaches out there, they will tell you that kids will not like to talk to their own parents. They want to think everything's honky-dory, and sometimes they don't want to worry the parents with what they've got. But the good parents will find this out and look and try and get to the bottom of it. And I'm not saying you're a bad parent if there's something wrong. You know, you couldn't miss it. You really could, thinking, just through no fault of your own, just thinking that your child is the happiest person in the whole wide world. And deep down, the child could be putting a front on to let you think that. So we need to make sure, ask the child the questions all the time, are you happy? Because we hear things and see things, and kids will tell someone that they trust rather than tell their mums or dads or grandparents or part of the family. They'd rather be open with someone outside who they've been trusting, like a coach, like a manager. And this is it, and this is what we're missing as parents sometimes. You want the child to trust you, and we know there's kids out there who will tell their mums and dads everything that goes on because they're excited and they probably ain't got the problems. But we need to just find out and make sure that the kids are okay when they're going to school or they're going to play football as well. Let's not make them quiet. Let's all make sure that every one of them are respected, just like our referees on and off the field of play. And don't forget, I was telling you about my granddaughter Mia yesterday. She's starting her own business and she's got that on Instagram. And you ladies at Glow and Go, please have a look on Instagram. She started soft glam and also eyelashes and non-eyelashes and things like that. For the first 100 clients, she's offering a discounted price, £25 for the soft glam. I'm sure I've got this right, on the eyelashes, and £20 without the eyelashes. So get in touch at Glow and Go and tell her you heard it here on Grassroots podcast show with Mal Lee, and that's her granddad, and I'm sure she'll look after you and she'll gab, but she knows nothing about football, so don't start putting football if you're a soccer mum. I assure you it doesn't work if she's just not taking an interest. She never ever has, but this is going to be her forte, and it's all about makeup. So even the lads, pass them on to your wives, lads, pass them on to your girlfriends, and just say, try it out, start it off. I love to see new businesses starting and people who want to get up and go. So there you go, they get up and go, and you can glow and go as well. I've just made that up, what do you think of that? Anyway, there you go. Thank you so much for tuning into the Grassroots Weekender show. We'll be back again on Friday, and I'm sure young Dan will be here, made up with all the new equipment. Hopefully we'll have the window done, but I'll let you know very, very soon indeed. But in the meantime, thank you so much. Come on, you mighty Reds, let's beat City, and let's claw back some points and start showing that we are the champions for a reason. We'll be back on Friday. Thanks for tuning in. From myself, Mal, and all the team here, the Grassroots Show, Don't Cross the Line, REFspect programme, Heart of Gold initiative, No Ref, No Game, one step ahead on mental health with our Lean On Me Choir. We'll be back on Friday, round about 5 PM. See you then. Cheerio for now.